I am feeling weird not having ears.
You want them?
No. I didn't say that.
You'll leave the responsibility with me. With great responsibility comes great podcast.
We were at a football game, a high school football game.
We were at a high school football game getting footage for our friends at Rimscape Productions.
Right. Thank you.
Sierra Pacific Junior High.
It was junior high.
I think it was
I wonder
junior
why they
high.
were so small.
They were itty bitty.
Yeah, they were itty bitty.
And I think what we did went all right. I think we got enough footage to justify our rate.
I've never used the 100 to 400, the Sony 100 400 GM, so I just took stills
For sports?
For sports, and yeah, it's not a sports lens.
Damn.
Just saying.
I got to use the Canon 100 to 500. You got to use it a little bit. RF mount lens. I really enjoyed that.
Cool.
I think it did keep up okay as long as I set my tracking ahead of time. But sometimes I'm like tapping and it's like just the play is starting. I'm like, oh no, I tapped.
Yeah, everything. It's like everything's trailing, and yeah, with the A1, like the whole idea is like you're flying the airplane instead of letting it fly you, and that's kind of what I think about with lenses. So I try to convince Brandon that it was justified that for junior high football, that I spend $15,000 on a lens. Yeah, hit that up. Keep it vertical. Keep it vertical.
Is it this button or is it this button?
Keep it vertical. Yeah. Don't touch that. It'll burn you. Hit it up.
Woo! We're back in the studio.
We are.
We got the mini fogger going, and we have Brandon again.
Brandon.
He's back.
And the reason why I brought that up, why I jumped back, is because apparently you fooled Brandon into being here this late. He had no idea that we... What?
Yeah, you said, we're going to go to Hanford. I'm going to pick up a lens, and then we're going to shoot a podcast. And kind of avoided the whole idea of we're gonna go and shoot a football game and then go get tacos. But not tacos are good.
Yeah, I mean, are you disappointed about anything that we did?
It's 5,000 o'clock.
When you said we're gonna shoot at 7:30 and now it's 11:40, it was kind of a gap in time there.
That is.
I was thinking, we'll be done at like 10. I'll be in bed at 10.
I'm just
It's
like,
11:40
hey, it's
and we're
Friday
starting.
night.
We're in the introduction.
Let's go have a fun night with cameras and fun. Gilbert, you were like, this is my happy zone. I'm like, good. He's happy.
I was happy. I wasn't unhappy. I just feel bad for your brother. I'm still happy. I woke up at 4 a.m. I'm still happy.
He's used to me being like, let's go do this thing. And then it ended up taking like 72 hours.
Yeah, but he's
I guess it's
married
been
now.
just a little bit.
He's married.
I picked Brandon up. I thanked Maya, said, thank you, Maya, for letting me steal your husband for a night. And I said night.
Well, our night normally ends at like 9. It's like 11:40.
We're not complaining.
But it's okay.
Nobody's.
That's all good.
I think
for all the
we're all
noise.
I had a
having-
long week.
We're all having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm having a great time.
Welcome to Editor.
Welcome to Editor.
We have some fancy new stickers, some circular Editor E's. Gilbert printed these out. So message me if you want. We have what? We have 6 of them.
I've got a few. I've got some more. I can print more. I use that little Canon mini printer.
The zinc. So yeah, message me, send me where to send these, and I'll send them to you.
Yeah.
And there's a train going by because we're back in the studio. It's not too hot. We even have hoodies on.
It's like
I
you got
2 hoodies on because it's so cold.
additional energy.
I drank a liter of Coca-Cola.
Holy shit.
At the taco truck, I was like, Coca-Cola, please. And they gave me the full liter glass container. It's
You guys have
amazing.
the show notes up? I noticed you don't.
No.
You could mirror them to the big TV.
Show notes.
Yeah. So Brandon can.
Yeah. What is this? This is a podcast. We talk about stuff.
We do.
Just mirror.
So while you're looking up stuff, I want to give a couple quick updates.
Yeah.
I bought the stupid ass Apple Watch.
Why is it
Series
stupid
7?
ass?
I'm just ashamed. It's like we talked about it a lot on like why I'm over Apple Watches, and I was gonna get the Garmin, the new Phoenix 7, if it ever came out.
And you still don't know what it's called.
No, I don't. I really don't know how to pronounce it.
Apple TV.
Wait, is
Or
it really
give me that
ambiguous
other
as to
remote.
whether it's called Phoenix or?
Well, I'm not going to watch a YouTube video about it.
Oh,
And I've only read the word. And it's got the bar over the E. So I'm thinking Phoenix. But I don't know. But yeah, I was waiting for it, and it hasn't come out. And yeah, so I just decided to go another year with the Series 7. I'm on a Series 4. And,
Why not another year with the Series 4?
I could, but I feel like I can extract maximum value out of these right now because like this is like brand new replacement, so I could sell it.
Oh,
to
you're gonna
someone
sell the
and know and be confident that they have a good battery. And then my other Series 4, because I have 2 watches, one's for night.
your day watch.
My other Series 4 already has a very healthy battery, so because it was used much less.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants a cellular stainless steel or a aluminum stainless steel 44 millimeter, let me know. So,
Okay.
So there's that. Also, this is a kind of a weird thing. I had a huge debacle with Amazon. Brandon, you haven't really heard about that, but we made that SSD joke in our mutual thread, and that's because Amazon burned me on some SSDs. They didn't arrive, and they were like $1,600.
wow.
And
It was 4 terabyte
4 terabyte SSDs.
Samsung. Yeah.
Evo 970s or whatever.
Yeah.
And they never came. And I tried to file a claim with UPS. UPS said it was Amazon's fault. Amazon said it was UPS's fault.
Back
So then
and
I filed a
forth.
claim with my credit card, and they
Charge
refunded
back.
me. And then Amazon locked my 20-plus-year-old account with
They were like, hell no.
hundreds of
How
audiobooks,
dare you?
hundreds of ebooks, all my like auto rip MP3s, all that stuff.
All gone
Can't
in a
get to
blink
it.
of an eye.
Still?
Still.
Dang.
And it's been over a year. I
Has
really
it been?
don't know.
It's been about a year.
I really don't know.
Yeah, it's been about a year.
Ask Mark.
Mark would know.
Mark would know. Mark would always
The
know.
podcast.
So there's that. But the reason why I brought it up is because I went with another e-reader that I've been waiting for from Kobo, the follow-up to the Forma. And it's called the Sage, and it's an 8-inch e-reader, and I really like that size because it's very similar to a simple, typical trade paperback in terms of what you can actually see. It finally announced. It finally released. I ordered it. I don't know anything about it, and I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I'm looking forward to it.
I know nothing about it. How do you put books on it? What services does it use?
So it's EPUB, Mobi, takes all the generic OpenDRM formats, and I was able to
and
write
do
after.
you use an app on your computer to like transfer them?
Couldn't tell you. It probably just comes up as a drive, and you just drag them in.
Oh, you just plug it in.
I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I have no idea. But
we'll be finding out shortly then.
we'll be finding out shortly. And it has a stylus too, and you can actually write on it.
Oh.
So e-ink stylus lag, I can't imagine it's going to be very good, but I got it to try it out. Waterproof, does audiobooks, all that crap. So I'm really looking forward to it. I've wanted something that size.
When
for a
you
long
say
time.
waterproof, you mean is it like splash proof or is it like fully
submerged? I think 30 minutes, 3 meters.
Wow.
So like IPX67.
You can read underwater, folks, for 29 minutes.
Oh, looking at the notes, jumping back to the Apple Watch, I did get.
You got one, and Elise.
Elise got one. She
one.
got.
Elise is your wife.
40. Yeah, Elise is my wife. It's a running joke. What is it? The 41 millimeter now?
Oh, she went with the smaller one.
She always does. Yeah, she has the 40 millimeter.
okay.
She currently has a Series 4 stainless steel 40 millimeter cellular.
I think if I were to get a Series 7 Apple Watch, I'd get the smaller one.
Yeah, I mean, you got.
I don't
the
have any
little
money right now, but
tiny baby wrists.
yeah.
But the you don't. You have like these huge hands and a
Huge hands, itty bitty wrist.
Yeah. So she got the transitional meconium green 41 millimeter. You guys know what meconium is?
No, what is
You've
that?
never had a baby, that's why.
No.
Meconium is like early infant shit. Like it's not even like poop. And it has this like, it's very black, like
The very first poop.
it's like black tarry poop. It's like the very, very first. It's called meconium. And when you
Are you supposed to
transition,
save it and
my
eat it
my
like
wife
the-
works in a NICU, so she's very familiar with meconium. So when it transitions from meconium to regular shit, it has a specific
the
color
the
that
scientific term, shit.
specifically matches the new color of the green Apple Watch. So we're calling that transitional meconium green, which is what it is. But she wanted this, This is the
For
hook.
that reason?
She wanted the
Sure. I mean, maybe it makes her feel
Desirable
some
color now.
Yeah. I mean,
So
it's
much
probably going to look
exposure.
nice in person. I can't. Yeah, right. It doesn't really match anything.
She has the green AirPods Max.
Yes, which just look like pastel muted green, and hers weren't run over. But I ordered. She got cellular, which was really important for us, and she's been running a lot. And 2 times this summer, she had to call using her watch because she doesn't run with her phone. She called me,
And she
overheated.
She has a Series 4
Yeah.
as well. Okay.
So she runs with her Power Beats Pros, and she was overheated, and she was feeling faint. So she had to stop,
Central Valley.
and I had to pick her up. So the cellular Apple Watch is worth it for us anyway. And I got a 45 millimeter stainless steel with a Milanese loop.
Ooh,
The Milanese
fancy.
loop. I had a Milanese loop when it first came out. I sold it, and I got it because I'm hoping they improved the magnets, made it a little wider, and also I'm hoping that I just was tired of the other bands.
Our
So-
mom got a knockoff
Milanese loop.
Melania.
That's probably
loop.
racist. I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah. She's liking her knockoff one. I think it's working well for her. What are all of the Apple Watches 32 gigabyte internal storage?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a fucking weird question.
There's no like options.
Who asks that?
I would feel like you would also mention like I got the 1 terabyte drive in the
Yeah.
Apple Watch. So I don't know.
Yeah, I pulled up ProRes on my iPhone. I'm on beta 15.1, beta 3.
So you have ProRes in
the camera app.
In the camera app. Everybody else right now, as of the recording of this podcast, can start recording in ProRes on an iPhone 13 with
Filmic Pro.
Filmic Pro, and
Yeah.
I think it needs it also needs to be an iPhone Pro.
Yes,
right? It can't
correct.
just be.
Correct. And then also, what's interesting about Filmic is they're breaking out the four different levels of
ProRes
ProRes.
Proxy, ProRes Lite, ProRes
422.
HQ.
Yep, exactly. And
High quality.
what's interesting is like it looks like that API is actually not even available. So I've been looking at some tweets from people who do color, and they're noticing that there's some weird clipping going on. So and it might be because they're not using the API properly.
Interesting. Our friends at LumaFusion have also enabled ProRes for editing for all the 13 Pro iPhones and iPads with a USB-C port.
Brandon looks like he's gonna fall asleep.
He's like, yeah, I don't give a crap about this. I have
All
an
right.
iPad, but
Last quick update. Friend of the show, Linus, got an Apple TV. He said it's the best Apple device he's owned since the original iPhone.
that's huge praise.
That is huge praise. He's blown away by it.
He's
more-
got the new. He's got the new
remote that slices up your fingers that he likes to hold.
I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
Me and Linus
you
are-
love.
Me and Linus are in the same
It
boat
seems
on
so
this. One.
un-Apple.
It is so. Yeah, Brandon
doesn't like this.
Brandon, first impressions.
All right.
Let's hear.
Yeah, this-
Okay.
You haven't picked this up at my house?
Well, I mean, I've picked it up for like a split second.
Talking to the mic.
But it looks less Apple-like than the old remotes. And also, I noticed that like it's got the screw holes, and then like it's not flush on one side, which seems like a strange lack of attention to detail on Apple's
Yes.
side.
I have a feeling they rushed that.
Yeah.
It's very sharp, in my opinion. Like
it.
the edges, it's very uncomfortable
I like
to hold.
I shave with it.
It's fine, but then you go to use like the scroll wheel, and you got to sit there and hold it. It's like
This-
very poorly
the
implemented.
scroll wheel is disappointing.
And
Wait,
the API,
is it like a click wheel? It has.
So you should be able to, but what you have to do.
Oh.
Do you want to actually see what happens?
Kind of, yes.
we're gonna.
Oh.
Is it even
It's
paired?
dead. It's dead. It needs to be charged.
Oh no.
It's been in the studio all summer.
Yeah, I mean it belongs dead.
I'll show you. Did you not watch my vlog where I explained how to use the new Siri remote?
He doesn't fucking watch it.
I haven't watched a lot of things lately.
That's fine.
Good for you,
That's fine.
Brandon.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
But
Shout
anyway,
out to Linus.
Shout
Me
out
and-
to Linus.
Me
He's
and
wrong.
Linus are in
That's
the,
all I want to say. He's wrong.
Me and Linus will be wrong together. It's fine.
Did you stop mirroring?
My phone went to sleep.
Of course it did. Yeah,
I'm not a monster and never let my phone lock.
You know, I started. So I AirPlay my iPad to an Apple TV, which
school.
is hooked up to my projector.
Closer.
And that's how I go through
Lean into
math.
it, lean into
and that's
it.
how I go through like reading lessons with my class.
He immediately turns away.
And
from
so-
the microphone.
And so,
Make it so you can face him. Yeah, there you go.
in the front. Wait, let me just.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
And so
It's gonna fall.
I was getting to the point where it's gonna fall.
It's twisting.
Oh.
What's Kyle doing?
I don't know.
Oh, that's gonna be a bad noise.
Okay.
Why is that so loose?
I don't. Well, you turned it loose just now when you
Did I
did
go
that.
left?
Yes.
Oh, I'm tired.
Yeah. Oh, now you're tired. Okay.
Why is that tight?
Because you reached the end of the threads.
Anyways,
What were you saying? Sorry.
so I use an iPad with a Logitech version of the Apple Pencil and
The crayon.
the crayon, and then I AirPlay it to my Apple TV, which is hooked up to a projector, and so that's how I go through the lesson, and then that way I'm modeling it out for the students. And I set it to the
but you're
point.
not tethered to. A
No,
single
not tethered
spot.
to anything, so I can walk around the class and make sure all the students are doing their work. But I had it set for 15
Brutal.
minutes, and sometimes I'm like helping out students, and I set the iPad down, and then it would go to sleep. And then I was like, oh, I'll just leave it on all the time. But then I realized, well, am I going to get like screen burning on my iPad if I have it like never go to sleep?
It takes a long time.
It takes,
on
it
an
takes a
iPad.
while. It does happen to an iPad 3
Yes.
at CMAC.
Yeah.
The one that runs the lights in the studio.
Just takes a long time.
But it does take a long time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Brandon is here because, well, first of all, I've never had an opportunity to
Be on the show.
be on the show with you when it's just us three, right? And we did the
We built-
huge Lego build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't count though. That was
Yeah,
like
aside from-
400 hours, and you were like completely.
It was still just you and
you were
me.
obsessively
and Brand-
focused on
Gilbert
the
and I
fucking
were-
Legos.
Yeah, 11 hours of Lego building.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun though.
We needed.
It's right there.
We could have done more.
Yeah, I saw. Looks pretty impressive still.
Yeah.
We probably needed to be more focused so that it actually got done in less than 11 hours.
And you guys
a
are
long
sitting
time.
like with I have like at least 20 boxes of Lego that have not been assembled behind you,
It's-
and more coming.
So check out our new podcast, Lego Builds,
Yeah, 400 hours of Lego.
400-hour Lego.
Those Star Wars ones at the bottom are massive.
They're amazing. And so November 1st, ordering the Titanic,
Oh,
which is amazing.
Our mother doesn't listen to the podcast, so
does
I'll
it
say
come with a
You need to
little
remind me
Jack minifig?
to order the
A little Leo.
Oh yeah, it'd be amazing.
Kate Winslet floating on the door and
Yeah, I mean, we
Leonardo
should make a
DiCaprio.
little short film of that thing crashing into a Lego iceberg.
Does the Titanic, does it split?
Does
in
it
It
Hinge
half?
to
does,
split.
and
Oh.
I tried to avoid spoilers, but Scott kind of spoiled. Sorry, Scott, but he's kind of spoiled one part of it for me. But it actually has like the interiors and the rooms. And
Oh,
stuff.
whoa.
Wow.
Like at least to the I saw what I
Some.
saw looked like the end of engines and some other that, but we made the
Wow.
assumption that it has. I didn't go further than that, so it probably has like staterooms and stuff like that
Let's
Whoa.
do it for Swedefest.
Yeah.
Recreate the movie Titanic with
using
all
Lego
Legos.
Titanic. I'm fully on board with that. You know me, I love that stuff. I have Dragon Frame now.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Amazing.
and it's awesome. I even have the controller, the keypad.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
You went all
I
out.
really like stop motion. And if
Yeah.
I probably once Lauren, where were we? We were in like Los Angeles with Lauren, and she asked like if you could do anything here, what would you do? And producer comes to mind for me just because it feels like a natural fit. But like, I really am into like color, and I would really like to do stop motion. And of course, still photography is like my baby.
Yeah.
But those are the three things that I would do.
I would do fog effects. Strictly fog.
But I really wanted to be on the show with Brandon. Brandon is tackling a huge project for me.
Yeah.
And I want to hear more about it. Brandon is like what I refer to as an eBay master.
He's very good at eBay. Yes.
So I want to hear all about it. I want to hear about your history of with eBay. I want to hear about the project. I want to hear all that stuff.
Yeah, let's start with Brandon. What was the very first thing you ever sold on eBay? Do you remember?
I don't know. They delete your history after a while.
Was it a Sibian?
No, it was not a Sibian.
No, because he was like 9 years old.
No, it was 9.
You were
No. I got an eBay account when I went to college. I think. Actually, I think it can tell me. I think it was like exactly like 10-ish years ago.
You definitely bought stuff on with our dad's eBay account.
Okay, yeah, that's right. What was member since 2011.
Okay, yeah, college.
100% feedback with 598 transactions.
What? That's
that
a
have
lot.
been rated.
What? But that's stuff you bought and the stuff you
Yeah.
sold. What do you remember? What the first thing you bought on eBay was or bid on?
I don't know. It was probably a video game. I
Yeah,
can't remember.
some Super Nintendo game that you
Maybe. Oh, you know what? Maybe
Like a collectible or like to actually play at the time?
to
to play.
but just something that like you couldn't find at a store.
Yeah, you know what?
new.
It probably was buying some like Super Nintendo or NES cartridges because I got that Famicom Twin that is
Yeah.
at your house.
Yeah, it's still at my
I got
house.
that right before I went to college, so very well could have been that.
Stocking up for college on
And
cartridges.
then buying like some old PS2 games.
So Gilbert made a deal with his wife Elise.
Yes.
That if he sold stuff, he would be able to purchase a second Sony Alpha 1.
Right.
So what are all the things that you've sold so far for Gilbert, Brandon? You've got
That
you've got
I can
your
do
eBay.
very easily. So I sold a few things myself this last while. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I sold 4 guitar pedals, but for Gilbert, I have sold 22 things.
Holy shit.
Let's see.
And we still have a fair amount left, to go.
There's still a little bit left. So an A7R4.
Ooh.
By Sony.
The and then there was a hiccup with the next transaction, the iPhone 11 Pro Max.
Yeah.
The person pulled out,
Damn.
and so I had to relist it. But it did sell.
Nice.
There was also a 10 Max, XS Max.
10S Max, yeah.
Yeah. iPad Air 2, iPad Pro 3rd Gen, the DJI Inspire 2 with all
Whole
The
bunch of
fixins.
crap.
all the fixins. Yeah. Sold the Micro Four Thirds lenses separately.
Nice.
Sold the PlayStation 3. Someone bailed on the Xbox One S, so I had to list it again, and then it sold. And then I just shipped that off today.
Nice.
I
Thanks.
sold a PlayStation Pro.
4 Pro.
Yep.
There was no other kind of Pro
Yeah.
in the PlayStation, just the PlayStation 4, right?
Yeah, the 4 Pro.
PlayStation 2 Pro.
Sold the oh yeah. Well, that was just the slim model.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
used to go slim, and then
Yeah.
they got faster. Sold the Dell Inspiron 15 with the 1050 Ti.
Yeah. So yeah.
Wow.
The Zoom Pod Track P4,
Good riddance.
the Tascam USB 2x2
Ooh.
interface,
Nice.
an Elgato Stream Deck, not
Also
to be
good riddance.
confused with the Steam Deck.
That's right.
Not a
That's
Steam
right.
Deck.
Not a
those
Steam
aren't,
Deck, but
those
a
aren't
Stream
out
Deck.
yet.
The SteelSeries Nimbus, the Innovation Circuit. There was a guy that kept asking me, "Does this light up? Does it light up
The whole
colors?"
interface is lighting up.
Yeah, he
like,
was like,
that's
"Are
how
there
it works.
colors on this?"
Like that grid of buttons,
Yeah.
it lights up to do all kinds of interface actions. So it creates like almost like a segmented display.
But he was very concerned.
He
if it
he
would
wanted
light up.
colors. He loved that RGB lifestyle. I think.
That's so bizarre. That is so
Yeah,
bizarre.
he's very
I love
adamant.
that thing. I really loved that thing. I wish I used it more.
Yeah.
It just sat there, and I really enjoyed it. It's and I love that it was self-contained. But oh well. Say la vie. Better have an A1.
The Keychron K1 keyboard sold a few days ago. The
Yeah.
guy took a few days to pay, and then I shipped it off 2 days ago. And then today he messaged me. He's like, "Bro, put it in the mail." I was like, "I shipped it off 2 days ago.
What are you?
What do you want me to do?" I mean, USPS is like, I
Go
heard on the
whip
radio,
Louis
USPS
DeJoy.
lost $9 billion last year. So it's like, cut them some
This
slack.
is the
They're
second
updating
time
their,
you've mentioned the radio
yeah.
today. That's so
NPR.
weird.
Well,
Okay.
sometimes it takes a little bit for my car to load the CarPlay, and so NPR plays for like 10 seconds, and then
Is your
it kicks
CarPlay
in.
wireless or I can't remember?
No, it plugs in.
Okay.
And like, it still skips. I don't know. I've had like several phone updates. It still skips.
Dude.
On Apple Music, but then on Spotify it doesn't skip. So I
Dude.
don't know what's going on.
I had the exact same issues with CarPlay in an Audi Q5.
Mm-hmm.
I hated it. And I chalked it up to it being wireless CarPlay, but it was super laggy. CarPlay in and of itself is great. Like when it works, it's really nice to. And then now that Kevin Lynch is running the program, you can imagine that now they're looking at like putting like air conditioning controls and seating profiles and stuff like that, like having a portable profile for your car, which is nice. Like different users, someone else. Like that's how the Tesla works.
Yeah.
And Tesla is in fact offloading all those preferences onto people's individual devices eventually. So supposedly, anytime like in my normal Elon scale between the next 4 and 425 months. So yeah, it'd be cool. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's skipping, but it's weird that it's Apple Music that's skipping.
Yeah, and like Maya
Spoiler, it's
saw
not weird at
Spotify
all.
through her student accounts, and she's getting her master's degree.
Nice.
So we have Spotify, and that works just fine. It's like, why does the music and then also I think it's prioritizing streaming music versus using the music.
Yeah,
I've got 128
all of your music in your
gigabyte
phone. Yeah.
I've got all of my music. No, it's the 256. So I've got like over 128 gigabytes of music on my phone.
Wow.
But it still prefers to stream it. But my Apple Music subscription is going to lapse at the end of the month. So maybe it'll work normally when I'm using the local music instead of streaming.
Bizarre.
Probably not, but okay.
Yeah.
Which is really frustrating. If I did, that's one thing I did not know is that if you have a local library, because I've long since given up on local libraries with Apple products, because long story that I've cried about many times on this podcast, where they actually they destroyed many people's libraries
Your iTunes.
in the switch over from iTunes to Apple Music.
Yeah.
And after it was just a whole debacle. But anyway, I'd be even more mad if I had local music, because I like go out of my way to make it higher quality, even though if it was, assuming it was over a cable. Yeah, I'd be really upset. So that's weird.
Yeah. Well, the last update I had on my Windows computer for iTunes, it stopped being able to even play my local library. I hit the play button and it doesn't even play. It doesn't make sense.
Seriously?
Yeah. Unless if I have
Sign
it
up for Apple
forced
Music
to make my music go through my monitor. I have a BenQ monitor and it's got built-in speakers.
Nice.
It'll only actually start playing the music if I have my speaker set up to those. If I have it set up to my I have Logitech THX speakers, it won't play through those.
Weird.
It did previously, but now it doesn't. It's really weird. I don't know.
And iTunes is the only thing that does that has that issue.
Yeah.
So it's not a Windows weirdness.
Right. It's Apple doing something weird in iTunes. I don't know.
I just don't get it.
It's weird. All the Apple stuff is like killing my local library.
You're kidding. I'm shocked. Shocker.
Well, there's still some more things. Oh, well, just 2 more things, I guess. The DJI FPV drone kit sold as well.
God, I really...
Yeah.
I
How did that thing work? There was like the goggles and the controller and the Wiimote-like thing. How did that work?
That was cool. The Wiimote thing was
if
cool.
the Wiimote worked with the Air 2, I would have kept it.
Yeah.
But it didn't. Or the Mini 2, because basically it was like using like a flight yoke, like a flight stick. And so you tilt and move back and forth. And it was extremely intuitive. Kyle picked it up very quickly. The DJI FPV, you fly through the primary camera and through that headset. So it literally FPV first person view. And that's how I really like first person view flying. I've been doing it for a while, even with fixed wing airplanes. Oh, none of my airplanes are here, Kyle. We took them out, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, I would have showed Brandon. But basically, you just fly through that headset blind, to everything else. And it's the DJI. Part of the reason why I'm so disappointed about parting with that, it didn't get used much because it just wasn't capable enough relative to how I'm used to flying FPV.
He's built numerous quadcopters.
Right.
Okay.
And they fly with a little camera, and then you record with a GoPro.
Right. And they're just much higher quality, much higher performance.
The DJI, it just seemed like a lot of compromises. It seemed like DJI wanted to be the step like, okay, you've flown our Mavic drones a bunch, and then now you're interested in FPV. So here's kind of like a half step to 3/4 step to FPV, but you can also put it in a Mavic-y mode as well.
Yeah.
If you just want to to fly it simply, but I don't think it was very good at all of those things except for the Wiimote.
It's an incredibly good transitional FPV device. I wasn't at that transitional phase. I kind of wanted to rip out the DJI FPV module from it and put it in some other stuff, but I have it and use that Generation 2 headset. I have the Gen 1 headset.
Is there? Yeah. Will that work with other units?
Yeah, it will. Yeah. There's a lot of caveats to that, but yeah, I would have been able to use it in other ways, but it was more valuable to sell it. So I didn't take much of a loss on it either. So that's fine. Yeah. But what else is pending? What else do we have?
I was going to put some stuff up a little bit later, but right now I think there are only 2 things that I have active. The Mackie Big Knob did not sell, so that's back up. And then the Lycom Cintiq, it's got 1 bid and 11 hours and 17 minutes left.
So what's funny is the Big Knob.
I'm surprised you're selling that.
Well, I'm selling it because I don't want that kind of complexity in my studio anymore. I fucking love the Big Knob.
Right.
And people were buying them for way overpriced because they didn't make that version anymore. And what made that version special is that it has a phono input. Right. So people would route their turntables through it and be able to control their whole studio. I controlled my whole studio from that one thing.
Yeah. Our dad has a very similar setup with his and then when he upgraded to surround sound, he still wanted his audio router for all of his phono stuff. So all of that goes through there, and then it goes into the home entertainment system.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice. I mean, it was great. And also because when I monitor, sometimes I wanted to monitor out of shitty speakers. Sometimes I wanted to monitor out of the high-end monitors, and sometimes I wanted to add the sub so I could mix whatever sources I wanted and whatever output I wanted. And it was great. So I had 2 computers on it. I had the turntable on it, and I had an auxiliary cable on it so that I could mix anything there. And it was perfect for all that, and all from one big knob.
Yeah.
Now they're very different. They're good if you still want that sort of thing, but they didn't have that phono level input and ground.
Since that didn't sell, maybe you should be original edition, has phono input, you could sell it up.
Because the regular big knobs, they're nothing really special. There's a lot of companies that make stuff like that in some ways better. Marantz makes a really great one. Alesis makes one. There's a whole bunch of them.
You could sell that up.
Yeah.
So,
but if it doesn't sell, then no big deal. I'll keep it and I don't know, put it wear it like a Flava Flav kind of clock type thing.
Flava Flav knob.
Brandon looks exhausted.
Yeah, Brandon's been up since 5 a.m.
Around that time, yeah.
Brandon and I both wake up early.
Yeah.
We both discovered this
I woke up at 7.
because I'll text something to the groups, to the various fucking threads, and he'll be the only one to respond at 4:30 or 5. And I'll be like, "What's up?"
Even the East Coasters aren't awake yet.
Yeah, they're still sleeping. So,
what else are you gonna add to this? You just mentioned you bought 2 new Apple Watches. Are you?
Yeah, I'll maybe even. Well, I can give you one of them, but yeah, just the Apple Watch case only. I'm pretty sure people will buy those from me if I have a couple of people in mind. So maybe not, but. Also, I wanted to give you I meant to give you the smart keyboard folio for the 2018 iPad. Oh. I didn't include it. Probably could have gotten a little bit more money, but I was wondering.
Now you just sell it on its own, right?
Yeah, fuck that. I was wondering if you could. What's so funny? Why do you guys laugh at me? I was wondering if you would just send it to the dude who bought the iPad. Just do that for me.
Address.
Oh.
Congratulations.
I'm saying dude. I have no idea who bought it, but.
The homie.
Whomever bought the iPad. Whoever actually is.
Whomst of ever.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably get a bubble wrapper and mail it off.
Yeah, just send it to them randomly.
Congrats.
I'll type up a letter real quick before you send it. I'll do it before you leave.
Yeah.
I'll type it up on a literal typewriter.
Even better, you're very tired. You'll make an epic.
Well, it doesn't need to be epic. I'm not trying to waste Brandon's fucking time more than we've already wasted it today. But and just say, hey, we found this. You bought the iPad. We thought you might like it. and don't worry, it's on us.
Oh,
would that be okay?
Sure.
Would that be okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple other things on eBay. Gilbert put in the notes. Do you have any eBay nightmares? Any terrible
like what was? Look at your worst eBay transaction. Or a few.
Oh yeah, the XS10. That was pretty bad.
Yeah.
What was that? Tell me.
Fujifilm XS10. You bought it. You decided you didn't want it.
I bought the XS10, and there were just a few things like I couldn't adjust the dials. Like I always like to have my index finger on shutter and my thumb on aperture. And on Fuji, they've got the aperture ring. So I just really wanted to have my index finger be the shutter speed. But you can't set the front dial to shutter speed. Like it's got a PASM dial, which is very uncharacteristic for a Fuji. But I liked it because it had a fully articulating screen and IBIS in it, which is also very much unlike Fuji. And so I thought I was trying to get used to it, but then it didn't really stick with me. And it was outside of the.
I'm gonna put these headphones on you.
It was so I can see. How much I'm
off axis.
Okay. There we go.
How off the mic you are.
So anyways, I was outside of the time that I could return it to, I guess, B&H, and so I decided that I was going to sell it on eBay. And I always set my stuff to it being USA buyers only. And somehow this guy was somehow registered in Japan, out of Singapore, and he had some address in Portland where he was planning on having the item shipped to them, and then they would forward it to him because for some reason he couldn't just buy it in Singapore, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it was peak pandemic, so like maybe stock was inexistent in places. And so he was like, send it here. And I was like, I don't want to send it to a forwarding place because I said no out of the country sales because I didn't want to have to put up with that if there's like some kind of an insurance claim or something. And then he's like, don't send it here. I realized that the shipping facility will not forward electronics. And it's like,
what?
I already said I'm not going to.
I was like, I'm not going to. And why didn't you think of that beforehand? Why would you make this $800 purchase if you can't even ship it through this company? And so he's like, oh, but maybe you can just declare it as less money. And I was like, I'm not going to do that because of insurance for the item.
Insured.
Amazing.
And then like I don't know. And then he said, okay, I want a refund then, like right afterwards. And I was like, okay, well, with eBay's new policy, I don't have the money yet to refund you because it's pending, because it takes like 5 days. And so within the 5 days, he agrees. He's like, okay, I'll just wait. I'll be patient. And then on like day 2, he gets impatient and does a chargeback through PayPal. And so PayPal and eBay locks the money, so I can't get the money. And he's like, you need to refund me. And it's like, I can't because you did a chargeback and I physically can't because the money is locked. And then I had to call eBay, and then eBay's like, okay, so he charged back. Okay, so we're gonna take care of this. And then then the dispute's going on eBay, and eBay says, well, since this was started on PayPal, we're hands off. We can't do anything.
Wow.
And then
eBay can't do anything about PayPal. Okay.
yeah, because they're separate companies now.
Yeah.
Now.
And so they said the proper routes, if there's an issue, is you contact eBay. But this guy contacted PayPal. So then he gave me the information on the claim. So I contacted PayPal, and they said, okay, here's what you need to do. They're like, market is shipped. And I was like, but I didn't ship it. They said, market is shipped anyways. I was like, okay. And then
to release the funds kind of thing?
I guess. And then eBay was like, okay, we're going to handle it. You don't have to do anything. And then I was like, okay. And so anyways, I ended up having to call like 5 different times to PayPal and eBay.
This was like 2 weeks worth of
of headache. And this guy's like, where's my money? Where's my item? And then I was like, I can't do this. And then anyways, I get this email from eBay eventually. And it says, "Congratulations, we have determined that you are not at fault," because they were kind of threatening that they were gonna like restrict my eBay account.
They were
because
going to
of
pull
this.
an Amazon.
Yeah, they
Gilbert Amazon.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my
Bullshit.
gosh, I've got like 500 transactions, 100%. And like, I was going to be like, so my account's going to be screwed after 10 years. But then
I know that.
since this guy
feeling.
was an idiot, he was like, okay, I
Turned up.
closed the
Canceled the
dispute.
charge.
I
Wow.
closed the dispute. And then I just checked in. I was like, so PayPal, if someone closes a dispute, can they open it back up? They're like, no, it's closed. It's completely done. And because of that, then eBay was like, congratulations, the dispute's over. You don't have to send any money back. And you don't have to send the item. And I was like, what? And
So
then,
now you had the
and then,
camera
because they
and
said that they
his
were
money.
they said we're taking care of it. And then like another week later, the guy's like, I'm still waiting for my money. And I was like, listen, eBay said they're taking care of it. And then like a few more days later, he's like, I still don't have my money. And I was like, okay, here's what I'll do. I will refund you the amount that you paid, because if I were to refund him for the payment, I was going to refund him more money than what he paid me, because I don't know how this happened. He didn't have to pay for tax. He didn't have to pay the
Oregon.
cost for shipping.
That I don't know.
And then it was also like $150 cheaper than what the buy it now price was. So I don't know how he was registered in Japan. He has an address in Singapore, but he set a temporary address in Oregon. He didn't pay tax. He didn't pay shipping, and it was $150 cheaper.
But eBay had all of those prices.
Yeah, and eBay had their cut. And I said, listen, eBay is not going to give me their 15% cut back. So all I can do for you is give you the amount of money that eBay gave me, because I still have your item. And then I sent it to him, and he's like, no, I want the item. And I said, I'm sorry, I've already sent you the money. This transaction is over. eBay said I didn't even have to send you this, so please be grateful. And then I just didn't talk to him anymore.
Did he email you after that again?
No.
Oh, good.
And then I sold the camera on MPB. I was like, this is stupid. I'm not.
Absolutely insane.
And then I was like,
blessing that.
for a few months, I was like, I'm not selling on eBay anymore. This is stupid.
And then Gilbert came to you
Yeah.
with 27 items.
Yeah.
So
Then I was
what? So you were saying like you were at risk for your incredibly high quality, like hard work eBay account being like derated.
Yeah.
But what happened to your eBay account after you sold all my stuff? Like your limits like started.
Oh yeah. So I had a $10,000 monthly limit, and then I started approaching that. I was like, oh, hey Gilbert, I'm gonna have to like take a couple of months to sell this because my limit's about to hit. And then it said, congratulations, we have increased your limit to $18,000. And I was like, okay.
It's like a credit card. You
That's
use
cool.
you use your credit card and you start to get close to your limit and you're like, oh boy. And then your credit like $200 before you hit your limit, your credit card company calls you like, hey, you've been using your credit card. Really happy about that. Here's an extra $6,000 you can spend.
Except then I got to like $16,000.
Right.
And then eBay's like, congratulations, we've raised your monthly limit to $30,000. I was like, how in the world am I going to sell $30,000?
Oh, we can make it happen, man.
I was like, oh gosh. But except I think I was looking into it. If I sell like over $20,000 of stuff in a year, I think I actually get an IRS form.
You get
Yeah, yeah.
K1, K9.
Yeah.
K9.
I
something.
had the situation similar along those lines where I imported so much stuff from overseas that they made me get an import license.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
if you if
I
you
am
need
currently a
something-
registered import.
What were you buying?
Carrot gear and stuff,
Your
and
block
collectibles and my wood block prints. Yeah, like all kinds of shit.
Wow.
Mainly from Japan and China.
Cool.
Mostly from Japan. Yeah, that's really funny. That's really funny.
You came and worked on
Yeah.
Be More
Be
Chill.
more chill
So,
with Keanu Reeves.
man, Elise is super happy that you helped us with this. I mean, I wouldn't have ever gotten it done were it not for you, and I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Well, the 20% cut's been pretty nice.
And worth it.
Hence the 200 to 500.
Yeah.
the amount of
Speaking of
time
which, so you used, presumably based on what you just said, some of that 20% cut.
Yeah.
And you bought yourself what?
I bought that lens, and then
What lens? What lens?
oh, it's the well. Okay, so Nikon has a Z lens that's rumored to be coming out sometime in the mysterious future of between now and infinity.
Elon
time.
Of a 200 to 600 Z, and I was thinking that's probably gonna be like $2,000, and
Yeah.
I don't think I can justify spending $2,000 on a lens, so I opted to, since I already had the FTZ adapter and I had the 70 to 300. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go for this one, and I didn't realize how big it was gonna be.
It's huge.
It's bigger than my arm.
It's absolutely beautiful.
It's huge, but it's pretty nice. For my birthday, I went out to Santa Cruz, and we went to a water treatment facility / habitat sanctuary for ducks.
What?
So it smells like
Happy birthday,
corn-
Brandon. Here's
corn
feces.
soup, poop, and water, and then it smells like ducks on the other side. But I got some pictures of like ducks, and then
Beautiful.
a raccoon that was chilling. So that's pretty cool.
Nice. I
Got
love
some
it.
good pictures there. Yeah.
So what? So you use the FT2Z adapter.
Yeah.
So it's an F mount lens.
Yeah. So
Can I put it on like my F3? It should fit.
yeah, I think so.
So let's
with
do it. I'll
no
I'll
electronics?
fire off some. I won't have any
Film.
That'll be fully manual, but
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
hey,
but it's it's not. I think it's actually like the focus ring will actually spin, so it's not like electronically coupled like all the new lenses these days.
okay, yeah, because basically anything that's you won't be able to focus
Fly
without
by
moving your
wire.
foot back and forth. Going back and forth for a
Yeah.
long time, and who knows what the default focus is? So
Yeah.
not most of them don't default to infinity anymore. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, that's amazing. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, thanks. It's kind of funny because I got it used on MPB also, and
So what the hell is MPB for the people who don't know?
Oh, so
Macho.
I don't know what it stands for, but it's kind of like KEH if you guys know what that is.
Macho
So-
peanut butter.
Which I call K.
Okay. Except they have better prices for what they pay you and what you purchase from them.
Right. KH is bad. Actually,
It's pretty
not good.
pricey.
You sent me a link. I misread it. You were like, "Hey, if you use MPB, here's a link."
Oh yeah,
And
you
it-
get $20 and then I get $20 too.
It was $20. I thought it was 20%. And I was like, 20%?
Yeah,
20%,
that's
that'd be
actually what I thought
ridiculous.
too. And I went
I
to
wish.
buy the second grip.
Yeah.
I was like, "Fuck this! This isn't even close." And the guy was selling them new for $250. So I bought one on eBay for $250,
Nice.
and they're
But-
$400 usually.
Dang.
I clicked
ridiculous.
on the link, and then I didn't realize until I clicked on the link that it was like, you now have 14 days to buy something for $20 off.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, there's nothing I want to buy right now.
Oh,
I'm
whoops.
getting married.
No.
So send it to me like after I'm married,
Okay.
and then I'll use a different email address, I guess.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, and also, I mean, I guess if there's an Alpha 1 on there, I'd consider it if it was in great condition. But the
It's only $20 off though.
no, I mean, but still, I mean, it's not trivial. But trivial relative to the Alpha 1. But
I'll finally buy a 70 to 200.
But the point is like that thing is so delayed. So most people are selling them for over the MSRP even used.
Damn.
So I should just sell mine.
No.
No
Don't
way.
do that.
I really love it.
Well, we've got a Nikon and Fuji, a Sony and a Canon person all in one podcast.
All in one podcast.
Wow.
I tried Fuji.
Yeah,
I
for
really-
a hot
You
second.
did.
I was excited to check it out, but you already returned it.
That's the same thing I did to him with the iPad
I
Mini.
wanted to play with the iPad.
Oh, you had an
Mini.
iPad Mini? Did
Yeah,
you
but
not like
for
the?
like
No.
Did you not
48
like
hours.
the jelly scrolling?
Yeah, it was nasty. No, I actually, to be honest, I didn't even notice the bad scrolling.
He just didn't like the size. And
I have a whole tirade about the iPad Mini.
the
but,
software isn't optimized.
I mean, it's
Oh, is
Yeah.
it the space on the sides
no. You mean like the
on
bezel?
the home menu screen? Someone was saying, or like a video I saw, they were complaining about
And the
extra
widgets.
size.
Oh
extra space
yeah,
on the
no, that
sides.
drives me nuts on all the iPads. That's because it's a completely poorly used space, the home screen, even after iOS 15. But But really, the Mini, my biggest problems, I have a few problems with Mini. First of all, it's a great device. Like the new Mini is really nice. It's powerful. I mean, it looks great, feels great. But the problem is it's not good at anything. It's not good at being a small iPad. It's not good at being a big iPhone. Software isn't optimized for it. It's just like a really, like, it tends to be, every time I hear something about the Mini, about how great it is, it's usually an argument that's really well suited for why they should make the biggest iPhones bigger, like at least to match, you know, at least what the competition's doing.
Huge
Apple got
phone.
burned years ago for not jumping on board for bigger phones.
Yeah, iPhone
and
4.
if it's a Max and it's a Pro thing, and if it's something that people want to buy, then sell it. You know, whatever. They already make like 116 different SKUs right now, literally, of iPhones, and so. And then when it comes to being an iPad, it's really shitty at that too, because it's a tiny screen. You don't, and then also like it tries to have all the iPad user interface paradigms, like with multitasking and stuff like that. It's very unsuccessful on a device of that size.
Itty bitty.
And then you get iPad versions of apps where, in many cases, a blown up iPhone version would actually be more appropriate for that size. So really, it's just like a neither here nor there device, and everybody has all these aspirations about it. Oh, it's great for reading content and this and that. And you know, like they're gonna read, but no, it's not. It's
Get
not.
a Kobo
Sage.
Sage.
You just like blessed him with the thing. You'd think you would know what Sage is, but yeah. So forget that thing. But so what were we talking about?
Nikon.
Stay out of my booze.
Yeah. Oh, so I got the lens relatively cheap, because it said excellent condition, and the only caveat was it said third party collar. But I looked at the collar, and it's like a $250 aftermarket collar, because it's got like the built-in Arca Swiss.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not
Yeah.
really a detractor.
Yeah,
Dude,
so it was like
I've been looking for
$100
those.
cheaper, and I was like, I'm gonna get this one because it's $100 cheaper, and it's got a $250 more expensive part.
Yeah, so you have a collar. My feet are detachable, and they sell aftermarket Arca Swiss feet. I've been dying to get them. I need 3 of them, and I just keep forgetting because I have the 70 to 200. I have the 100 to 400. Which is a very disappointing lens. Actually, I might sell it.
Wait, which one?
The 100 to 400 GM.
The one he was using today.
It's like it's another. It's, you know what that lens is? It's the fucking iPad Mini of Sony GM glass. It's neither here nor there. The 200 to 600 is slower. And aperture wise, in some ways it moves faster. It didn't move very fast with the A7R4, but with the Alpha 1 it was very fast. And it's a great video lens, like shockingly good for its price range.
That's awesome.
We used it on the latest Selma video we did, and it was really fun.
Yeah, it's a great lens. The 100 to 400, it just doesn't. It's sharper. I'll give it that. And I would say that it has more of that kind of sterile GM Sony look, which actually I really like, because it's very neutral. I can do whatever I want with it, and then so. It doesn't have as much of an opinion as like different glass, but the 70 to 200 is a 70 to 200. It's part of the Trinity for a reason. And the 200 to 600, I just get all that range, and then I have the 1.4 and the 2x extenders, so I'm routinely getting 1200 millimeters, and then if I punch in, I can get 1800 millimeters. So, and it works great, and I still get over 25 megapixels. So at 1800 millimeters, so I can like crater on the moon, kind of stuff, which I do. It's fun.
Wild.
Did you see my picture of the sun recently? I did the sun too.
Oh yeah.
It's like the same thing.
That was nice.
So you could see the big 3 sunspots there. Those like, it's wild.
So the Sony Alpha 1 is out. The Canon R3 is on its way. But Nikon's not falling far behind.
Nope.
They're teasing the Z9. Brandon, are you going to buy a Z9?
If I win the lottery, that thing's going to be way too expensive.
You didn't win the Powerball. You weren't the person in Morro Bay who won the Powerball.
There's a non-zero chance I know who won. Like it's I mean, it's very unlikely, but
you do love Morro Bay.
I spent an awful lot of time in Morro Bay.
Yeah, I mean, I'll get a Z9 in like 10 years.
Why not?
That's when I'll be able to afford it.
Why not?
I mean, I'm still like waiting a couple of years to get a Z7 because I'd like to have a high megapixel camera.
Right. It is so nice.
Is the Z7 still going to be more megapixels than the Z9? I can't.
I bet you it is.
I haven't been following the specs.
bet you it is.
Or it has the
They're
Z1.
Well,
going to do
really
like
special.
Canon. They're going to do like the R3, I bet.
The only thing that they showed off was that it's got like the tilty screen, but then the portrait tilty screen, like an X-T3 or an X.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
Like, I actually don't like fully articulating screens. They're a pain in my ass.
I love them.
For stills, like I like off-axis shooting, and then they're never in the right fucking place, and they always flip upside down when I don't want them to. Like the auto flipping, and Sony, for some dumbass reason, you can't disable that. It drives me fucking crazy.
I really liked my Lumix G85.
Really?
That one, it felt really solid. And that's another reason why I didn't like the XS10, because I felt like, in comparison, it felt flimsier. And like it was brand new, and I felt like the hinge piece was like really small, and I was afraid it was gonna like snap off too. I was like, maybe I should just get rid of this before anything happens. But yeah, the Lumix G85 Micro Four Thirds.
Would you ever go back to Micro Four Thirds if like the GH6 is magic or the G90?
Well, I think that the G85 was something special because it was shaped like the GH5, but it was
a little bit
just
smaller.
cheap, a little bit smaller, but it was still like all metal, weather sealed too, and then had an unlimited record limit. Like I recorded my friend's wedding just on a tripod because I was in the wedding party. I just set it down the aisle.
Nice.
And just got a wide angle for them.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was a nice. If that camera had better autofocus,
I just set it in manual because I knew that it was gonna hunt if I didn't. And I was drunk during the wedding, so I was smart enough to do that.
You know, I've seen you animated 2 times since I've known you, which isn't
your own wedding.
Your own wedding reception. You were like on a different plane, which was amazing to see.
On a higher plane.
I just really appreciated it, getting that. And I was like kind of like semi-interviewing people about you, be like, is this how he normally is? And they're like, no. And that was the first time. The second time was when you told that eBay story.
Oh.
So that's you talked into the microphone.
Just because I've got headphones on, I know.
Super emphatic.
Now you know when you're.
Now you know.
Yeah.
Faxes.
Little
Did you
Doppler,
like that?
little Doppler effect going. So the Z9. So tell me what the portrait articulating screen. So it actually will articulate in portrait as well.
Yeah, so you can tilt it down so you can go high.
Right.
You can tilt it low or up so you can get a low angle.
Which is like what my Alpha 1 does, but only in landscape.
But then there's also...
Yeah, so you can rotate it portrait, like if you're trying to get like a tree or something and you don't have to get on the ground, and then you can angle it. And I really like it for the... no,
that's great.
The
I love that.
XT3. Like at one point I was like, maybe I could just stick with like my XT20, but then I was like, but I don't have the portrait flip, and I was like,
I would love
That's
that.
one of my
I've
favorite
already
features.
had many uses for it that I really wish it had. I much prefer a tilty screen over a flippy screen.
Yeah, I think since I've been doing photos mostly, I think I definitely appreciate that more. The one thing that I thought the flippy screen was handy for was like if I am going on a long hike, when I used to use the Peak Designs clip and clip it on my shoulder, like maybe if I'm on a long hike, all of the sunlight on the screen might mess with it.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
Yeah. So flipping it closed, so you're
that's a great
screen.
point. Yeah.
That's what I like it for.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, I also just like being able to do this. But
Yeah, I mean, I rarely
all
am
the
pointing a
vlogging
camera at myself.
and talking head videos that Gilbert's doing.
Yeah, for my kids. They're going in the vault. So what else is on the horizon for the Z9? I mean, so one of the things that disappoints me about the R3, which looks by all accounts to be awesome, is something that Kyle doesn't care about, which is the megapixels. Like, one of the fascinating thing about the Alpha 1 for me is that I get all the benefits that I loved about the R4 almost, as far as resolution is concerned. But I get all the speed of an A9, which is like and I love shooting. I love shooting sports. I love shooting high speed stuff, and
all of the cool video stuff minus the flippy screen of the A7S3.
Yeah, minus the flippy screen with all the video stuff, from the Alpha A7S3 exactly. And so, like, that would have almost been a deal breaker for me. It would have meant I would have needed to get like an R5, but I would miss like all the speed of the R3 if I was in the Canon thing. I'm wondering what Nikon's going to do. I don't think, unless they're using an off-the-shelf processor, which I think
possible
is very likely. Canon is doing in-house design. They're known for it. for at least for their pro level cameras. And I just don't know if Nikon has the chops for it anymore, like to push that much data. Mm-hmm. And then I wonder what kind of cards it's going to take too.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting.
Some sort of CF Express.
Well, I mean, like even my camera, there was a firmware update, so I can use that.
Yeah,
it
started with as an XQD card
right.
system.
So probably going to be in that same range, and then hopefully still have dual card slots that that match.
I mean the Z6 II and Z7 II both have dual card slots, but one of them's SD.
Yeah. Right, so it's fake
like
dual
R5.
Card slots.
Yeah,
like the R5. That pisses me off.
Yeah,
even if it doesn't matter, like for how I shoot, like even in practice, just the asymmetry of it makes me mad.
Yeah, I think, and as for the R5, for me, now that it does actually record video, with the exception of 8K RAW, to both cards.
Yeah.
It is truly a dual card system. If I had an R5 tomorrow, I'd put a CF Express Type B, like I'd get the biggest I could afford.
Right.
Put a matching SD card in it, and I'd probably pop the SD card in and out,
right,
and just have the CF Express Type B as a backup in case something went terrible with my SD card.
Yes, yeah, that totally makes sense for that workflow. For your workflow, for me, like I need for the Alpha 1, like it's at its best when I'm using a CF Express Type A, which only limits to 700 megabytes per second. It's not even close to what CF Express Type B can do. Mm-hmm. But then again, I'm getting 30 frames per second, 51 megapixels lossless. So raw, and that's obscene. So it's not like it can't do the the data throughput isn't there, so or the bit rates aren't there. For me, like I need that buffer. I need that. So I'm spending too much money. ProGrade released finally their CF Express Type A card.
And it's still only 160 gigs, right? There's
Yeah.
nothing bigger than 160 gigs.
Yeah. Which is fine. Like you shoot through 160 gigs. If you're, 160 is actually a good balance for me.
Yeah.
Because it's not such a big card that I'm risking so much data, and it's not so small that I have to constantly change them.
Yeah. The biggest SD card I currently have is 128.
128 I think is the right size. I do have some 256s though for primarily stills cameras.
I have a 512 CFast card for the C200,
right?
But that's for RAW and not just choose through it.
Oh yeah.
Even if I had an R5, I probably wouldn't do much RAW. So
yeah, I have this 1 terabyte iPhone, and
your ProRes.
I turned on ProRes in the camera app, and I had 71 minutes available.
Damn.
Nothing.
Dang.
Nothing. Right now, I am using 512.78 gigabytes.
Wow.
Out of my
You're halfway
1 terabyte.
there. Whoa.
Is there any video on
Living
there?
on a prayer.
I mean, there's in iCloud, so it's optimized, but no raw ProRes, so not raw, but yeah. What else do we have? I forgot what else.
There's a couple things, but I think the most interesting thing would be if we had to jump to the next thing, I would talk about Brandon. You got Power Beats.
Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah, also courtesy of the 20%.
Okay, of the eBay.
So I, before Brandon goes on, like you had reached out to me, about them, and so what did you want to know?
So I wanted to get some wireless headphones because I got some cheapo like Amazon brand. I think they're one of the Amazon brands that got like blacklisted and removed.
Like Anker type, but a different brand.
Yeah, I think one of those brands. I can't remember.
It wasn't Anker. It was like Rav Power.
Vava.
Yeah, Tautronics and
Tautronics.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely have a pair of Tautronics headphones. And then I think the other brand was like Aki or something, but weird names. But anyways,
I have some Aki stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, the headphones
I'm
that
not
I have,
offended. Don't worry.
Yeah, the headphones I have aren't great.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
And they don't like stay in my ears at all. So I was worried that like if I got,
and they were like earbud types.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
So yeah, think like knockoff looking AirPods. Anyways, I was thinking, well, if I get wireless earbuds, I don't want them to feel like they're constantly going to fall out.
Right.
And like back in the mid 2000s, I had some headphones that had the hooks around your ears, and I was like, that'd be great. And so I was looking into the Power Beats because I noticed that from time to time the lava red ones would go on sale.
Yeah.
And I actually like that color.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I have them.
Those are the ones like, oh, do you? So
I've had all the colors.
Oh, wow.
I've even had the brown ones.
The brown ones?
I go through them like fucking candy, dude.
Really?
And I'm fat, so I go through a lot of candy. Why is that funny? What's wrong with you two?
I've never seen you eat candy.
I don't like candy. I really don't.
I've never seen you eat.
I really don't like candy.
Wait, so how do you go through them?
I burn through them. The battery life that wears out. Or I also treat them like they should be treated, which is I wear them in the shower. I sometimes jump in the pool with them. They're semi-waterproof.
They're sweat-proof, yeah.
I mean, the ish, you know. And I usually run multiple pairs anyway, so two pairs. So because
like his Apple Watch.
I use headphones. Most of the time, like 24/7. I even wear those to bed
when we're not around. It's like as soon as we leave, he's putting headphones in.
Exactly. So I have like the Bose QC buds, and I have the AirPods Pro. I have the AirPods Max. I ran over, and then the.
What's the true story of how they got ran over? I'm just curious.
Oh, I put them under the wheel of my car and then backed it. And then I backed over them, and then I drove forward over them, and then I backed over them. And then
so it was a premeditated moment of rage.
Oh yeah, it was like the best kind of rage is premeditated. Yeah,
I still haven't seen the video. He claims there's a video. I haven't seen.
There's no claim. There's a video, but I'm not gonna give anybody the pleasure.
So where are they now?
In a baggie.
In a baggie? Ziploc?
Yeah, it was a Ziploc bag.
Gilbert's shame. Gilbert's $700 shame.
They're not shame. So I put it to Linus recently this way. The AirPods Max, when they worked, were best in class headphones. And I rarely say that about anything. And I was really optimistic about them because
I very much enjoyed them.
They did a lot of things well at very little with very little compromise. The biggest compromise, with respect, besides the fact that they didn't fucking work half the time, the biggest compromise was like battery life. And they had a bug where the battery life would just drain even if they were sitting idly, and there's no way to turn them off. So you have to like use like Apple prayer type fucking rain dance, like some kind of, I don't know, I'm probably appropriating something by saying that, but anyway, so when Steve Jobs used to talk about, and like Johnny Ive used to talk about like the essence of design, like what is design, right? Design is getting to the core of something, not so that it's just arbitrarily simple. Right? Not so that it's just arbitrarily bullshit minimalist, right? So that you're just hiding things away. You're hiding away functionality. But what is the core of this device? What is the essence of it? Right?
Play music good.
Right? So yeah, but in my opinion, because the way that they worked was that they constantly disconnected. They constantly accidentally paired to something else. They constantly showed up on devices that they were never paired to in the first place. Every time I had to repair them, I'd have to like go turn off like the automatic switching on all my devices all over again. I got 3 of them. Okay. 1 warranty swap. I got a return on 1. So I got 3 chances with these to see. Right. And they all failed in the same ways. Right. So it's a chronic thing. And, or I'm just obscenely unlucky. But
it's maybe a little bit of that.
So when I talk about like the design and the essence of the thing, the true essence of these were that they were pieces of shit. So by putting them under my tire and running them over repeatedly and destroying them, I, in my opinion, got to the true essence of the design. I brought them to what Apple should have brought them to in the first place, which is a pile of parts in a fucking Ziploc bag. That's how I feel about this.
Oh god.
You have many text threads where you could have just been like, I'm fed up with these. I don't want them anymore. I will sell them half.
I didn't want to sell them to anybody knowing that they didn't work. That would have driven me nuts. I wouldn't even want to give them to a friend because it's like, that's like showing up at your friend's house and giving them a puppy. that's a horrible thing to do. Like, even if you like
that
dogs.
happens happens all the time. You think you're doing doing them a favor. Here's a puppy. Our dog had puppies. We're selling them, but I'm giving you this one for free.
It's so cute. You'll love it. They're great when they don't shit all over everything and chew everything up. They're fantastic.
I would have loved them. I would have used them wired though. I would have never connected them to anything wirelessly and used them wired all the time, and I would have loved it.
They would have worked wired.
Oh, sort of. You need a special cable.
Oh, geez.
And it does double DAC type thing, and it's like they're an ordeal. And they didn't even work losslessly. So
can't listen to you.
Everyone thinks
Apple
I'm crazy for running them over and not giving them away, and it is the essence.
Not even giving them away.
The very essence of privilege.
I would have given you money for
to say the least. Yeah. But I don't care. I am so happy that I ran them over.
Well, for descriptions and explanations like that, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to ask you about the Power Beats.
Booyah! So you did.
Also, you gave me that long list of all of your devices. You're like 36
here's
list.
My favorite list.
And that was like near the top. So I was surprised.
Exactly.
Because I always remember, I just remember like early 2010s, I guess.
Yeah.
When Beats were just known as like way too much bass and then like cheaply made products.
And I was very much of that opinion. Yeah.
And then, I just like inhaled the smell of whatever that is.
It's just water.
It doesn't smell like water.
It's been sitting in
it's
here.
It's water with arsenic. Sorry.
It's been
also, there's that. But yeah.
But anyways, I didn't know what the quality was like. And I knew that they had the Apple A1 steak sauce chip inside that links them up
the H1 now.
Yeah.
W.
Okay.
It used to be the W series, now it's the H series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I just wanted your opinion since you had mentioned that you use them and
a lot.
High praise. And ever since I've been using them, since I got them, I haven't really used my over-the-ear headphones as much.
Really?
Which is to my chagrin because she thinks that I don't have anything in my ears because she doesn't see the headphones.
And then she tries
to talk to me, and then she gets mad.
Oh, I get that. I still get that to this day.
That never goes away. Yeah.
Never goes away.
See, what I do is I put my AirPods in, and then I put another set of headphones on top of them.
Oh, gosh.
Amazing. That's poor man's noise canceling.
Is that the only use for your Bauer and Wilkins headphones that you've had forever?
Man, those are great. The cable
or is it Bang & Olufsen or whatever?
No,
what was Bauer and something?
Is there anything I can do about the
Bowser
cable?
and Mario?
Bowser and Mario.
Bowser and Mario BO.
P5s. Those are great. The cable is
P5s
too short.
are great headphones. Great headphones.
And then my like sheepskin leather cups are finally like deteriorating.
They make replacements.
I know.
Even the aftermarket because those are so popular.
I'll get some vegan leather ones to be.
So the reason that there's a bunch of things that I told you about the Power Beats, like including the caveats, like the things that I don't like about them, chiefly connection issues. Like that, they're no stranger to Apple's ever decreasing ability to do anything that involves anything fucking wireless, Bluetooth. Wi-Fi doesn't make a difference. They couldn't even handle the fucking time capsules or the airport extremes. So they ditched that. They were smart to ditch that. But every time they do something, they fiddle. Every new OS update, every new firmware update, it gets worse and worse and worse. Like I think I mentioned in the text message to you that the best iteration of these things were the original AirPods were rock solid.
I still got them.
They were absolutely fantastic, and especially if you didn't have much complexity in your Apple life. But if you're like one of these Apple idiots like I am, and you have too much of their crap,
then hello,
open the door near it. Yeah. If you have too much of their crap, then they just don't handle that scale. They don't handle that complexity, and that's part of the problems with the AirPods Max. But then again, my wife was having the same issues, so whatever.
She hasn't driven over her headphones.
No. She uses them much more seldom, so it works out. If I could do something like, for example, sever the tie between the AirPods, like the way they work when you have an Apple Watch is they try to share the connection, and they try to be intelligent about switching back and forth between them.
And the Apple Watch just takes over.
It constantly takes over, and I'll be in the middle of a song, it'll cut out, and I'll look at my watch, and it's paired to my watch. I don't even know how that happened. And the Mac would do the same thing. If I was near my Mac and my Mac was open, I would see the banner come up. It would say AirPods Max now connected. And I'm like, I didn't fucking do that. And I disabled automatic switching. So constantly drove me nuts. But the Power Beats, I've had the AirPods Pros, the AirPods first and second generation AirPods, and I've had lots of competing headphones. And the reason why I keep returning to the Power Beats is a few things. Like the battery life is fantastic. Having physical buttons on them is fantastic. Having those buttons be universal, irrespective of which ear you're using, meaning they're the same on either side, is fantastic.
For volume up and down.
Volume up, volume down, rocker, fantastic. An actual physical button to push, fantastic. And the buttons can do the exact same thing on either side, whereas on AirPods, they have to have unique functionality, right? And you can go in there and kind of switch it up, but you can't really they have to be one thing or the other, right? And those are really valuable things. And also the fit, they're very secure. The extra waterproofing that's inherent to them, they're splash resistant, but very splash resistant. Like I wasn't joking when I said I shower with them. And I have accidentally jumped in the pool with them, and they've survived. Multiple pairs, right? The ones that I've replaced either got lost or they are dead from like literal use, and the battery degrades
just
too much.
Totally depleted.
So that's it. That's one thing. The trade-off is that you have this ginormous ass case, but with the trade-off with the ginormous ass case is you also have a case that charges it for 24 hours worth of use, which is great. So you get this thing, but you get the security. And then also, unlike the AirPods Pros, you have a universal stem, a 400 size stem, which means you can add any tips you want and I have a couple of examples. Kyle, will you do Brandon the honor of showing him those Comply tips that are right there? Yeah, so those are Comply tips. Comply is a company that makes tips for in-ear monitors. They're very famous for what they do. When you're not having molds poured, you're pretty much using Complies in the industry. And they make a variety of different versions, different sizes. And I use the Comfort ones. They make a sport version, and they make one that's meant for isolation, where you get an even better seal. And they're memory foam. I don't know what size your ear holesies are, but if they're small, you should take a pair of those and try them. But basically, you'll roll them in your finger like a McConaughey booger, and then you'll put the Power Beats on. Why is that funny?
Get it nice and pointy.
Get it nice and pointy. Put the Power Beats on. Kind of hold them there for a second, and they'll expand into your ear. You know how it goes with it, like with those things. And it does improve the sound, the seal, the delivered. They're yours, like that kind of thing. So, strongly recommend it. What size tips did you end up using on the?
I just use the standard ones, so I
Probably
guess
medium.
Those are mediums.
Yeah.
And these for being smalls, they're
Yeah, I have really tiny canal holes. Yeah. What?
You laughed, huh?
No, I was just thinking about.
It's also
something. I was thinking about the Sibian.
almost 1 a.m. So
Yeah.
Just
So
delirious.
I'm going to give you a pair of those,
Okay,
and you
thanks.
can give him a whirl. And then, so have you gotten like the whole twist, 90-degree twist, putting them on and everything? Like, what is it like wearing them, putting them on, using them? Have you had any connection issues?
No, I haven't had any connection issues, but
you only have
I
an
guess-
iPhone and an iPad, and your iPad stays
yeah,
at school.
my iPad. I've only connected him to my iPhone.
Want to buy an Apple Watch?
I was kind of thinking of like trying out an Apple
you
Watch.
had an Apple Watch for like
Well, okay,
2
so
weeks, and
I had it for a little bit.
it was a Series 3.
And-
I want to say it was,
Something
it was
like
a few
that.
years ago.
Yeah, several years back, and I was doing student teaching, and there was a girl. Oh my gosh! What? There was a girl that I was dating, and she would text me a lot because she worked at the zoo, and I caught myself.
Wait, I don't understand how that flows. She texted me a lot because she
was
worked at
student
the zoo.
teaching.
Yeah, so like she would.
The zoo
she
thing
would
is
like.
inconsequential.
Yeah. Anyway, she would like I don't know, like tend to an animal and then like message me, and I'd be in class when I'm supposed to be observing.
But-
Hi,
and
I
would,
just
like,
tended to this animal.
Text something on my watch, and then I was like, I'm doing this too much. I need to not do this.
Oh yeah, disable that shit.
Yeah.
But now there's focus modes, and you can set your I'm at school focus mode.
Yeah.
And not even get those.
I think is your wrist bigger than mine?
Probably. I'm
Oh,
fat.
actually. Maybe I've got.
Yeah, how is your
big
wrist so big? You're like missing bones in your
Yeah.
arm.
You're wearing it upside down. You're one of these people?
Well,
Under
I
wrist,
wear it like
you?
this because if I bang my wrist into something, I don't destroy the screen.
Don't you put your hand down?
I mean, if I start to type, I flip it around. I guess you can't really do that. Ow, that hurts. It's metal.
It's not a stretchy band.
It's not.
I love the Link bracelets. They're extremely overpriced, but they're extremely nice. And I got the stainless steel Series 7 specifically because I use that Link bracelet all the time. And ergonomically, like,
It wouldn't look as good with an aluminum.
no, Starlight or whatever they call it now.
But also the glass on the
Really?
on the stainless steel
they
is
ones.
sapphire instead of Ion X, so it's a lot stronger.
There's a second.
Oh.
And you can adjust those links by push button. That's one of the things that's amazing about it.
Yeah.
So you see how they have those little like lozenge looking things on the
Yeah.
interior, that you could pop each one of those out.
Oh, cool.
And fine tune it for yourself.
Nice.
I still can't believe that thing focuses that close.
This lens is great.
Yeah,
I
it
love
is.
this lens.
But yeah, so that's how I normally. That's my EDC, so to speak. That's how I normally wear it. And it's just easy for me with stupid hands to take it on and off. The sport loops, I really like the original OG sport loops. They're great, but they pull my hair when I tuck them in. Like they pull at my hair, and I kind of like a little pain, but you know,
It's like a little tattoo every time.
yeah, I love getting tattoos. Oh,
Needles.
I haven't put a watch on my left wrist in ages.
Oh.
That was weird. How I
Yeah.
just defaulted to the original. I can't I used to wear my watch on the left wrist, unless I played tennis. When I was playing tennis, I would switch it to my right wrist because I like to swing the extra weight and not have
Cheating.
a head heavier racket. But yeah, ever since this bone got severed, would you like to feel my void?
He has a void in his arm where a
gosh.
bone used to be.
Sure.
Well, we could do that.
You're the
We could do
first
that for
person
the
who
show.
wants to feel it. I love it. I'm so excited.
I was like, no, thank you.
Yeah, my bone has been severed here, so it's just a void there.
Oh.
Yeah, so and they like drilled the top of it and then passed the ligament through to.
My favorite thing was that
I-
like you've mentioned it as your void many times,
Yeah.
and then I don't even remember what we were talking about, but even Elise, your wife, mentioned it as Gilbert's void, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, she's talking about his arm wrist spot where there's bone missing.
Yeah.
Even she is like you've created the lexicon around your
Void.
your void.
My void. But yeah, it's wild. Like it's a floppy radius or
So
whatever.
we're almost to an hour and a half of recording.
Yeah.
It's
That's
1 a.m.
I could keep
101.
going. Let's keep going.
Well, I got one last thing.
Okay, I wanna
So
hear it.
I've asked both of you to be in my wedding party.
Oh yeah.
I need to ask you two a favor.
Oh shit.
So I, was like, Lauren, Lauren's like, we should have a photo booth. Who should we get to have a photo booth? And I was like, we have everything for a photo booth,
Yeah.
but I don't have enough time to like set it up. So I was wondering if we could take this light and a tripod and this wonderful C70 and put it in 120 frames per second, and we could call it the slow-mo booth. But I would need
The
you
Slofi booth.
the Slofi. Yeah, oh yeah, we'll just take an iPhone 13, put it on a tripod, put it in slow-mo mode, and everyone can have a Slofi.
What if
we don't
people
need to
think that they have to do the slow-mo themselves? Like in,
That does happen. We did a slow-mo booth at a CMAC event. I set up a camera, and I was like, "Okay, it's slow-mo, go!" And people were like,
That's so awesome. That's
They're like,
amazing.
"No, you move fast, and it'll be slow." Do some whip your hair.
It's like the Ace Ventura scene
That's amazing.
when he does the play-by-play when he's in the mental hospital.
I don't remember that.
Uh,
I've seen
you
it
don't
maybe
remember
100
him wearing the
times, but I
tutu?
don't remember. I remember the
And
tutu.
he does the football scene.
No, I don't remember.
He
the scene.
recreates.
He
the-
recreates the slow-mo, the football catch, and then he slows down and he's like banging into people.
That's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sold.
Speaking of transphobic media, Ace Ventura.
That was what?
Yeah, the whole like ending of Ace Ventura
Oh yes.
is
Yeah.
very transphobic.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And the callback was to a discussion we had about Dave Chappelle earlier
over tacos.
over tacos.
But yeah, I either need to work out a deal with the venue to let us in early, because I think our rental of the reception venue is from like noon to midnight or something, and the wedding ceremony, because we're doing it in the Catholic Church, is at like 2:30. So we need to be at the church at 2. So like, do we go and drop off a bunch of stuff at the venue and then go to the church and then like set it up in between the ceremony and the reception? I don't know. I'm going to try to see if the venue will let us in even earlier, like 9 a.m. so we could drop off all this stuff and my sound system.
So what if I have those giant ass ZT NVMe drives?
Yeah.
We really could plug in the S3 and we could relay record them instead of duping them.
Yeah.
They'll be fine.
Tons of storage.
And we'll have plenty of storage to run that thing probably the whole night.
Yeah. At 120 frames per second.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that.
And it won't overheat supposedly, but it probably will.
But yeah, Lauren and I, in between the ceremony and the reception, are going to be taking pictures. So it's just like, Brandon, Gilbert, I need you to set up this big old softbox and a tripod and a camera so that people can take slow-fies during the reception.
We need those like feet stickers.
Stand here.
Yeah.
And then we need like, for people who don't have long hair like me, we need like wigs. I'll figure out. I'll get wigs.
Don't call it a slow-mo booth.
No.
You call it like the fast mo booth or something.
The motion booth.
The motion booth, like move booth.
Instead of
like
photo booth, it's the motion booth.
Yeah,
the
like
Booth?
I thought that was
You'd been a portmanteau. And then, my speaker. I have my Bose sound system. I'm like, I don't need to hire a DJ. I have all the stuff for a DJ. I just can't. Lauren's like, you can't DJ your own wedding. So will you set up my Bose speaker and like an iPad with my
Why don't we set
Apple
up
Music?
just the Bose speaker for the whole wedding hall?
My L1.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. That
Yeah,
makes
my
more sense.
tower.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you could set up the Mackies. Those are even
And the mixer and my MacBook or something.
Right.
Yeah, with the playlists.
Yeah.
So I need. Can I rely on you to help me do that for the?
Yeah.
Yay!
Sure.
And it's committed to recording. You said it. You'll do it.
We already know. This is all already. We're already aware. I'm sure Brandon's the best man. He's excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you have in mind?
Actually, I
secrets.
never asked you. I was the best man for your wedding. How was my speech? Did I do okay? Were you embarrassed? Were you?
I was more embarrassed from Dad's.
Aw.
I was uncomfortable.
Were you
It
uncomfortable?
was a little bit.
I really liked his speech. I like Kyle's a lot too.
It was a very nice speech.
Yeah.
Our dad isn't like super duper sentimental, like outwardly. So that was, it was like, oh, he does do that. He does have feelings like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to, in the wedding photos, or in the reception photos, I wanted to have a picture of the speech with him holding it.
Yeah.
So because for that reason.
He had his full 8.5
Yeah,
by
he was
11.
like, my eyes. I need bigger paper.
I had my tiny moleskin, my Lego moleskin.
Yeah, I have a picture of you showing it to him. Like, look at my Lego moleskin. Like you just
And I was almost like, oh, let me check that out. And then I was going to read your notes.
And I was like,
no.
I need to read it now.
That's really funny. Yeah. So how was the speech?
How would you rate it out of 10?
I liked it. But that's a narrative. A good, I liked it out of 10.
Okay, great.
I liked it out of 10.
I look forward to whatever you.
I gotta write it. I haven't started it.
You still have 3 months. It's fine. Okay.
Goes away quick.
Hour and a half.
It's been a long editor.
It's been a good long editor. We're back in the studio. This is awesome.
It is nice to be here.
We're not sweating, and yeah,
And not choking because we had a nice rain.
yeah. The smoke is cleared.
It was weird, genuinely weird to see a blue sky today.
I know.
It was
Like,
jarring.
why don't we have the red burning inferno amongst gray anymore?
Why
No.
didn't I have to windshield
Don't.
wiper soot
Ash.
off my car? It was actual. I got to see my car auto windshield wiper
In the
for
rain.
the first time. I've never seen it do that. Like they turn on by themselves and they adjust the speed like based on the intensity of
cool.
the rain. I had no idea if that worked or not. It turns out it does.
Nice.
Is it interesting knowing that all of these automatic things that happen in the Tesla are like Elon's favorite things?
Is it?
It's his preferred.
That's a really weird thing to say.
It's like, this is my preferred speed. This is my preferred stopping. This is my preferred windshield wiper.
Yeah, like I mean, I get it. Like, what we need is, his preferred full self-driving for the people who paid for it years ago. Yeah. That's really messed up.
Sorry, your car actually doesn't support full self-driving.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. All right, this has been Editor.
Yeah.
I'm Kyle.
I guess I'm Brandon.
I guess I'm Gilbert.
Well, I thought Gilbert was gonna go second.
I know, but Kyle looked at you, so
I've just been. I want to give my attention to our guest, our lovely guest, Brandon. Thank you for
I
joining
definitely
us.
know I am Brandon. So just for the record,
Certain.
Do you really?
Certain.
Do you
yes.
do you genuinely know that?
Yep.
It is
right.
1 a.m. It could be.
Yeah. We're going to tacos now.
Back for more
Tacos around too.
Oh,
so you can break another bottle opener.
I'm so sorry. We didn't. So we went to Max. What was
The way he's hesitating now
Maxi-
is the way he did his own whole 18-minute order with a fucking line of 25 people.
Well,
waiting.
there was no line,
There was
and
no
then
line.
it became 18
somehow
people in
20
line.
people walked up behind me, and I got nervous.
While you were ordering for 45 minutes.
Yeah, and the girl behind us, she's like, "Oh no, it's fine. It's fine."
I
you can
really
go."
wanted to let her go first.
And then her order was like literally 5 seconds.
One taco, please.
Yeah.
So
And some poor lady tried to open her bottle
taco
later
trucks.
too.
You were across the street.
You're across the street. This girl,
She was like,
she looked at it, and she looked at our open sodas, looked at it and left.
Oh no! What's
wrong with you?
I just bought a new lighter. I could have left the lighter there. But it ended up in Lauren's purse. So yeah, there's 2 taco trucks right across the street from each other, each on their own corner of this intersection. Jenny's Tacos and Maxi Cola or something. Brandon, which one did you prefer in Selma, California?
I don't know.
Oh, you turned it off. It was on. There you go. One last puff. All right.
It's gratifying, isn't
We've
it?
lost it. This has been Editor. We'll see you next week.
Kyle. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good morning. It's 1 a.m.